Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at NVDA, AMD, Tesla, and MU. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. If you like these videos, go to my website, sign up, or click down here in the bottom right hand corner and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Traders looking for a new broker, check out venomtrading.com/promo/StockBookie. Alright, NVIDIA daily chart, 32 cents down, a little bit down after hours, 10 million on the day, and 0.16% red. So pretty flat day. We did fill the gap down here at the 202.94 area, and the 203 even number as well was good support today. And yeah, this one really didn't go anywhere. Intraday action, you know, little gap down a little bit, brought it right back up, a little bit choppy action. Didn't make a new low, popped it up, and then held it above the moving averages on the 10 minutes. So now, you know, pretty much just a chop day. And fill the gap day and then hold it strong. Next week is earnings, I believe on the 15th, and Options X as well. So this will be an interesting one to watch. If it pops, watch for the 250 area up in here. If it drops, you know, we're probably, let's go to the weekly chart. You know, I'm looking at this 150 area down in here. You have a gap fill here. You have a little bit of a gap fill down in there. Gap fill around 164. We have a good pivot here too around the 175. You know, on earnings, guys, this thing could fly right back up, or this thing could drop like a rock and hit the, well, I don't think 114. But my target on the weekly for a lot of these stocks, and they're coming really close lately, is the 114 area, guys. You know, everyone's laughing, but monthly chart time frame on this is still a high flyer, still setting up for lower prices. If this one pops though, and if you're not short, short it. If you are long this one and this one pops, take some profits, guys. You know, this one had a hell of a run. I mean, look at this thing, even from 2016, guys, straight up. So you got to really watch for that. When you get some technical damage like this, that usually leads to lower prices. Even if we get a short-term retrace, that will lead to the next drop. SPY and everything else goes, this one's going to be lights out. AMD. All right, and again, NVIDIA going into earnings 50-50 up or down, guys. So, all right, so AMD, guys. So this one's getting a little bit of a beat down from the highs over here at 34, 33 area. Comes back down, holds the 200 MA, guys. The dot was going a little bit lower here, almost hit the gap fill. I like this gap fill here, just missed it around the $16 area. Got the nice bounce up. It is stalling around the 50 retrace right here, and the 20 MA, which is right at around 21.96. So nice little bounce with the markets. Everything's a market trade, guys. SPY, IWN bounce for the last 6-7 days. What did AMD do? Bounce. What did NVIDIA do? Bounce. Everything's a market trade. Markets continue to go lower. The SPY, this will continue to go lower. Very simple, guys. But it is holding this area right around the $20. That's the one to watch with AMD. And NVIDIA going off, so it might affect this one a little bit more. Let's go to the weekly. You know, and this one was up a little bit on the day, just like in NVIDIA, 85 million, and then 0.80% down on the day. So it was okay, guys. But look at this weekly chart. Look at that. Down. You got these big elongated red bars. This usually leads to lower prices. You'll get the short-term retrace, get everybody on board like they did here, and then they're going to slap them in their face again. I still think this could be right back down to a $9 stock, guys. This was a great rally. If you bulls didn't take any money off the table, then that's your deal. So, you know, from 9 to 34 and you're not taking profit somewhere, and now it's at 20, well, most likely you'll take them at 20 and be like, oh, at least I got 100%. No, you should have taken them at 30. So we talked about this area too. You go to the monthly chart. AMD, look at that. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, guys. And then if you took this retrace up a little higher, this was the 750 retrace up in here too. So that was the area to short, period. You know, and it came right back down. When you got a stock that goes 9 to 34, too far, too fast, guys. Just like this one here. It goes $1 or $1, what was it, $1 or $2 to 15. You're gonna pull back. You went pull back to 10, then it went to 15, then you pulled back to 9, then it pounced up. I mean, this was great trading, and then finally it just took off. You know, just a manufactured short squeeze, guys, gets everybody on board. All the bulls especially, they're buying at 25, 26, 27, 30. It's AMD. Oh my gosh, this is the next. This is the stock of the year. and then slam, and then they get the short-term retrace. Right now I'm looking at 15, then I'm looking at 10 bucks again, and that's the monthly chart. Monthly chart will take a little more time, but we'll see. It's got to get back above the 20 on the weekly time frame. If it get back above the 20 or the, I don't know, 2250 area, then maybe higher prices. Then we'll be looking around 25 or so to see what we do on this. I do not have a position. I was short, getting slammed, came back in, took my money and ran, guys. I think we ended up getting about $5 on this trade, so I'll take $5 on this trade all day long. No position at this point, guys. Waiting for a good retrace or waiting for a good fall so I could buy the dip or actually short the rip. We'll see which way this goes. But right now, just kind of chopping around in the middle of the range, 50% retrace from this low to that high. Really nothing to do, guys. It could go up, it could go down, but right now, down, a little bit of a retrace. That's telling me a possible setup to more downside pressure. Market sell, it's going to go down. We're going into the holiday season, guys, so that's going to be a wild card. Watch volume on the overall markets. If the volume lightens up on the SPY, then we'll most likely start grinding higher. So I still like the gap fill around 23, and then around the 25, 26 area, some good resistance too. So watch for this one, guys. Nothing to do for me. If you were shorting from the 30 something area, you should be out of this thing. And now let's see if this thing can give us some direction. We got a nice bounce, like I said, but we'll see if that leads to more selling. Tesla just keeps grinding, guys. Right here, we talked about this when it was back to see if it chops around. It is. Goes up, comes back in, goes up, comes back in. We'll see what happens here. We have the 20 crossing over the 200 MA. That could possibly be holding this up. And we did fill the gap at 347.60. So, and we're holding the 750 retrace as well up here. So, a little bit of a topping tail, nothing serious, but we'll see what this gives us next week. It has been grinding on earnings, and everything's great. And Elon Musk stepped down. They brought a new board member in, and all this other stuff. The new truck, the new pickup truck. Everything else they could possibly throw out at this. And it's too bad Elon can't tweet anymore. I mean, really, give the "hey, you better not short my stock" routine. So, but it was 89 cents down on Friday with 5 million shares traded, 0.25%, so pretty much flat on the day, nothing special, but holding this area up here and above all the moving averages in a stronger stance. So you have the earnings and you have the cult behind this stock, so they're holding this thing up right now. Weekly chart, though, I mean, you can see it every time we go up, they stall it out and then it goes straight back down. This is one of those where 100-point moves up and down are pretty regular. Right now, great resistance up here, guys. Even though we're above the MAs in a strong stance, we have a long candle going up. This is the area, guys, where every time we get up in here, it stalls out and then click and then straight back down. So next one will be 360. 375, and of course the highs here around the 387, 390 area. Watch for that for resistance. If this comes down, 320 will be the first. Well, actually, right around 320 or so. Then the moving averages, and of course the 300 even number, and then you have 280, etc., etc. So right now they're in the driver's seat, the bulls. Nothing really to do here. Let's see what we get next week going into Options X. We had a nice couple weeks up. Usually 2 weeks up, 1 week down, 3 weeks up, 1 week down. This one, you can see you can see what's going on here, guys. Even back here on Tesla, same thing. 100-point moves up and down, guys. Pretty incredible trading stock. I love this as a trading stock, guys. You just have to go light. No real big positions where you can handle them, because Tesla could go up in your face, and when it does, it massively does. So right now, 750 retrace. Gonna have to watch that. It's got to get above the 350 area and stay, and then possibly higher prices. Again, if the markets pull back, the SPY, the IWM, this will pull back with the markets, and so will everything else. So beware of that. Everything is a market trade, but we are going into Thanksgiving, and that could possibly lead us to higher prices on Tesla. It's the wild card, guys. And then MU, same thing. I don't know when they have earnings. I think they're still coming up. I'm not really sure. But, not looking at the earnings, let's go to the daily chart. We were $1.33 down on the day, a little bit down after hours. What was it? 26 million shares traded at 3.29% red on the day. Like a lot of stocks on Friday, we went up, kind of chopped around. Markets went down, everything seems to go down. Everything goes up, seems to be grinding up. So when this one pushed up, you know what? I'm going to remove all that jazz. I just want to see. So we had this lower end that was holding. I'm going to pull it out a little bit more. And then you had that gap fill. That was huge right there, guys. I mean, that you almost had to buy it. I was waiting for the markets. If the markets went down lower, this would have went lower. So we had the retrace here. If you take this low, even go to this high here, short-term, more short-term retrace. We're in the 750, right at the 41.39 area. Gets rejected, comes right back in, almost holds the 20 MA, guys. This is up, this is sideways here. A little bit of a micro bullish pattern, but look at the trend on this, guys. High, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower. The trend is going lower, guys. If it does pop on earnings, I'm not sure if this one had earnings. If it does pop on earnings, these are the areas you want it. You got to get past the 43 and then fill this gap at 45, and then try to get past these numbers and head towards the 200 MA. If it gets to the 50 area, gap fill up at 52, and I like this area around the 53, 54, I will be shorting this again. You know, of course, I got to see how it moves up into this area to take the short. This could be the next area around 58 again. But we are in the lower range. We're below the MAs. It's a little bit weak. You know, this got to bounce with the markets. That's typical. Everything's a market trade right now. Markets go up, these will go up. Markets go down, these will go down, guys. So right now, it's in a weak stance. You know, we shorted here, we shorted there. I think we shorted over here. You know, then pretty much every retrace on this one you're shorting. That's pretty much how it's working. Weekly chart, same thing. We're below the MAs. Trying to hold this pivot right here. This is key, 37.56. If that gives out, then the next pivot will be the 34. Weekly chart, 200 MA, guys. Look at that gap fill, right around 27 bucks. 26.94, and then this will be the area. This is the weekly 200, so if this does fall, it will come through, and then maybe even 25 bucks somewhere down in here. We have to see how this one goes. But guys, they got everybody in up here. It's MU. It's got to go higher. And then when they did the retrace, this is like the get most people on board. Oh man! And then when it goes up again, they start hyping it again. Then everyone else buys up in here, guys. And then they just get them. You know, these are all the bag holders up here. The smart ones took the money and ran because we had the retrace. They got back to break even, then they took the retrace. So they brought it retrace, got everybody on board, and then boom, slammed them hard. So we're below the 20 and the 50 MA, a little bit weak stance on the weekly, but we're still above the 200, so it's okay. But now we're down, sideways, chopping up and down. So we got to watch for that. Guys, everything's a market trade right now. If the market, the SPY and everything moves lower, these will move lower, bottom line. If you're trying to pick off, you know, buy the dip mentality, good luck with that. If the markets start to sell, then you better step aside. If the markets stay green for the next couple of months, these could start, start to move higher. But again, keep an eye on volume on the SPY, keep an eye on the indexes. That will drive these markets either way, guys. Coming into Options X next week, NVDA earnings, and some other earnings as well. You got to keep an eye on some of that stuff, especially the NVIDIA. If that thing falls on earnings, that could start dragging these markets down to lower prices. So, but again, going to MU, still in the lower range, still just chopping around up and down. Let's see what it gives us next week, guys. Going into Options X, we are holding the 37.56 area and the 34.35 area too. But if these crack, we're going to 28.71, and we're filling this gap down here around 28 bucks. So up price if this has good earnings. If it, gosh, I gotta see. You're looking at the 50. And then this area is really good right in here, 54 bucks. If that goes through, then you're looking at this around the 58. I don't know if it will get higher than that. I mean, maybe. But you got a lot of overhead resistance, and you have a lot of people who got stuck up in here. So if this thing does make it back up into this area, a lot of these people will be like, get me out of this thing, I'm done. And some of the, the pigs, they'll be it's got to go higher now. And then we'll go to here, they'll keep holding, and that will be the next area where it bombs. So let's go back to the daily. Yeah, so just chopping around. Not a bad bullish pattern here, micro bull, but it's, micro bull, macro bear, because you look at the trend now. Every retrace, they're selling into it. So just be careful with everything out there, guys. Watch the SPY, watch the IWM and the Qs and all that. They start going lower. That will move everything lower. And that's the period. Guys, Everything's a market trade. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks again for stopping by. I really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video and all that good stuff. And if you want to ask any questions about StockBookie.com, send me an email at StockBookie@gmail.com. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. I really do appreciate it. God bless. See you on the charts.